everyone, welcome. It's time for this, almost time for the 6 hours of Sao Paulo, in the fourth round in the Bike Endurance Championship. Oh, we are here in the prepare. Oh, this is just some replays for some preparing going on as the Toyota 7 hit the barriers going to the grid. The cars are out for their final laps and then we go green. We have 3 minutes left. And we have the both Cadillacs starting first and second. The Cadillac 12 has got pole position. The Genesis 19 got a grid penalty of 1 place, and the Toyota 7 got a grid penalty of 3 places for impeding during qualifying. In the GT3, we have the 23 Heart of Racing Aston Martin starting from pole position. In the meantime, I will try to find my live timing again. There you are. Yeah. Nothing without live timing. And I hope I can find the right thing again. As we are waiting for the cars to finally start. So they just completed their first warm-up lap. We'll get another one. Conditions look a bit wet. They said it has rained before the start earlier today. So it could be a little bit tricky. I don't think there's more rain planned, but it would be nice if there is, because then we get more chaos. As long as they don't put it under a red flag then. In the meantime, I'm still setting up my live timing because I want this one. The timing itself? Yeah. All cars are being told to close the gaps. There are some pretty big gaps, especially behind the 35 Alpine in 5th place. But we're about to go green. This is their final preparation lap, and I think as usual, we will get a rolling start. I would be surprised if we do not get a rolling start. So here they go up the hill again, making their way to start finish. And we are just being told there's an extra formation lap. What it is, I do not know. Maybe the gaps are still too big, but a bit confusing. So we have to wait one more lap. In the meantime, the 6-hour clock has started the countdown all the way to 0. So in 6 hours, we will know who crosses the finish line in first. So let's see where we are. Got the radio? Do we? No, we do not. We're on board with Giovinazzi though. All cars to start closing up the gaps. All cars to start closing up the gaps, please. 69. And the cars have. And car 69, let's close those gaps, please. Car 10, same to you. The cars are being told to close the gaps again, especially the 68. It's been told to close that gap. I don't know why. But I think it will mean that we will go green this lap. And then we have full racing. 6 hours of non-stop racing coming up here in Sao Paulo. And the race director has told the cars to go in side by side position as the cars are doing right now. Let's go side by side, please. Well, the cars are doing just that. Here they are all bunched up, all side by side as this start sound music is playing. The cars going back up the hill again. And they can only start racing once they have crossed the line. Here they come. And the safety car is going in. So here we have a nice full view of the hypercars, and behind them a full view of G3 cars. Here they go, they are about to cross the line. And then it's go, 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 it's time to race. And I think the Cadillacs are already in the battle. And Peugeot is in a bit of trouble there. And the Cadillacs are... Ooh. I am missing one of the Alpines. And here we have one of the BMWs attacking Bamber in the 38 Cadillac, and that means Cadillac 12 has claimed his lead still. He's still in the lead. He held on to that, as Bamber was fighting with him for it, but Stevens has got it. In the meantime, in the LMGT3s, we had the Heart of Racing 23 on pole there. He lost 3 places already. He's down in 4th now. And he's down in 5th. He probably has some damage. I'm sure we will get a replay of that soon. And then I'm sure we can also see what happened to the Alpine 35, who has lost a lot of places. Because that car is like down there in... What's it? Good question. What is it? He is down in 11th. And here we have the GT3s. It's now the 7.9's Mercedes in the lead, followed by the BMW 6.9 and then the Lexus 8.7. The Lexus 8.7 won here last year, so let's see if they can repeat it. For the Cadillacs, it looks pretty good, as the BMW is going for an attack. And another BMW is also going for an attack, and he takes the place. The BMW that was fighting for the front didn't make up a place, but actually it lost one to the Lexus, and the Lexus 8.7 is now going for the lead, and the BMW is taking the inside, but that would have been very brave. He didn't go for it. He just passes the Mercedes. This is close fight, and the Fords behind them are also in the battle. We literally have like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 4 to 6 car battle, 4 or 6 cars battling for first place. But it's Umberesco in the 8.7 Lexus that has taken the lead, followed by the 6.9 BMW, and behind them the 88 and 77 Fords. So it's a bit of a chaos there. The 88 Ford is looking for a move on the 69 BMW, but so far he's not going for it. So we go back to the hypercars, where we have a BMW in a fight with the 36 Alpine that is for third place. It's Mark Wiki behind the wheel of the 36 Alpine, and we move back to the GT3s because this is looking a bit more exciting, to be honest. Because Bamber has a bit of a gap, and here we have an attack from the Ford 88. Taking the inside on the 69 BMW, but he has got that place. This thing still needs to change it. There he goes. So we have some battles for the lead going on. In the meantime, the 8-7 Lexus with Umbrevescu behind the wheel has a small gap now. It's 0.6 seconds. So we go back to the 35 Alpine. That 35 Alpine is like, where are you? Still in 11th place. So we have some good battles going on, especially in the LMGT3s. That does not surprise me. These cars are really, really close together. While the hype cars have some gaps forming. But it's still the Alpine looking for an opportunity on the BMW for third. In the meantime, the gap between Stevens and Bamber is 1.1. So Stevens having a bit of a comfortable lead. And then the gap between Bamber and Magnussen in that BMW is also about 1.1. We got a team radio. Magnussen claims he has no power at the exit of corners, so that's not good. He obviously doesn't want to hear that. And here we have a battle again for the lead in the LMGT3s. It's the 88 Ford trying to pass the 87 Lexus. In the background, we saw the BMW being passed by the Ford 77. So this battle is far from over. Is he going for it? The 88. Let me scroll down a bit. The 88 currently driven by Gattuso. Well, so far, Uberescu has a bit of a gap now. I think it's still, well, not really, still 0.3 seconds. And Marko Wiki is still stuck behind Kevin Magnussen. And Kevin Magnussen said he does not have power on the exits of corners. So let's see how long it's going to take Marko Wiki to pass Magnussen. So this means we literally have the same leaders as last year leading this race currently as well. And we got a replay of the start at the GT3s. Then we are going to see what happened to the leader. He does have quite a gap though. And then... whoop, this is not... Oh, actually, he already lost like 3 places at 2 places, almost 3 places at literally the start. He lost 2 at least. And here they go 3 wide. This is the 69 onboard. He makes a move for second place. But then I am confused. about no, the 7-9. That was one of the Armin Lynxes. That 7-9 actually started second. That one lost some places, and then Gatus is being told he's doing very good. He's in second. Actually, we lost the guys in first and second in the LMGT3s. But Newell lost a bit more places. He lost two more. And here we are back currently with our leader in the hypercars, Will Stevens. He has quite a gap now to Bamber. Let's see how big that is. That is 1.5 seconds. And then it's 3.1 seconds on Kevin Magnussen, who's still driving around in third. Here we have another replay. Here we see some overtakes happening. Ooh, they almost touched there. I think that went all good. The Toyota 7, however, is still in last. The Toyotas look very disappointing here. They couldn't get through to Hyperpole, and now they're still 13th and 17th. In the meantime, the Ferraris have made up a bit of places. They didn't look that great in Hyperpole. Two of them got through to Hyperpole, but they are now 5th and 6th, so that's pretty decent. But it's really Cadillac that's dominating so far. So we will find out how this race is gonna evolve. And then I hope we can also see. Oh, Will Stevens has driven the fastest lap so far. 1.25. That's really close to the pole time, actually. It's only 2 seconds off their pole times. And here we see Kevin Magnussen. I don't know why. It looked like there was an overtake. They are lapping the GT3 cars, and we are only 15 minutes into this race. That would mean that they are gonna pass these GT3 cars like, I can't do my math this quick, but that's like 4 times in an hour. It's 4 times 6. That is like 24 times, if my math is fully correct. With this traffic, Bamber actually has lost some time on Stevens. The gap is now 2.7 seconds. Because that's going to be key here. How quick can you pass all these GT3 cars? Because these GT3 cars are all bunched up still. Like, all of them are so bunched up. And you want to clear them as quick as possible, obviously. And don't run into them on the wrong places. But so far, it's looking all good. I think Steven is being held up a bit to get back down to 1.9. And there was a little bit of a touch. Due to traffic, Magnussen is now really, really close on Bamber. That is less than a second. That is actually 0.3 seconds. So I think maybe Magnussen might go and try a overtake on Bamber here. And who else has lost a place? I don't think many have lost places. Ooh, the Toyota made up one. The Toyota 7 is now in 16th. if that's worth mentioning, really. Here we have like one, two, three, four, five hypercars bunched up though around one of the Alpines. That is the Alpine 35 is being passed by the 93 Peugeot. So this is like a battle for probably 10th, because there was. Ooh, and here we have Magnussen going for it. He passes Bill Urbamber. That's a second place for Magnussen currently, but Bamber's not about to give up though, as they have passed the uh, leading GT3 cars. So that means these hypercars, the leading hypercars, have now a clean track ahead of them. Here we have the 17 Genesis. So it will take them around 2 laps to clean the whole GT3 field, because obviously this lap is a lot shorter. Like a lot shorter than Le Mans, I should say. And the gap between Stevens and Magnussen is now 3 seconds. So Stevens has won a lot. And due to this traffic, the Fords, we also have like some hypercars. The Ford 88 is really close to the 87. He already was, but he's really close again if there had been a gap formed. And I think. No, there are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hypercars that still need to pass the final GT3 cars. That Ford 88, he's almost having the inside on the Lexus. This is not ideal for the hypercars that still need to pass these two. They are fighting literally for the lead. We got a radio for Rust. And he is not happy with the traffic at all, but these guys are battling and they cannot really give like too much pace and all that, because they're literally battling for position. But the final hypercar is about to pass them, so that should give them free battle space. Is that a word, battle space? Free space to battle it out again. As there is an overtake a little bit further down the grid. One of the Mercedes has passed the other, and we have a car 7 and the car 83 have a 5 second pit stop penalty. I don't know for what that is. That is the Toyota 7, and the 83 is. Where are you, 83? That's the Peugeot. Wait, no, the Peugeot is the 93. I don't think. I can't even find an 83. So I guess that's a Ferrari actually. Well, maybe we'll get to see what happened. I do not know why they get it, but they do get it. Ooh, there had been a slight touch there. Here's the overtake again from Magnussen. On bummer, Magnussen is actually being pushed a bit off the track, but he made it stick anyway. So I don't think the FIA or the race director will do anything with that. because there was not much space for them to go anyway. And here we are again with the GT3s as the Ford 77 has joined in on the battle for first. So it's the Lexus having to fight off two Fords behind them. And then the BMW 69 and one of the Corvettes is also kind of joining in. I actually can say that the BMW 69 has joined in. That Corvette is still looking a little bit behind, but if they're gonna fight here in the front, you'll definitely join in. So a small train is forming here behind Umbrasco. Where's Gattuso gonna try it? He has a slipstream. As they're about to cross start finish. The Senna S's are obviously a very good place to overtake. He's going for it. He's looking at the inside. But he has to back out of it. There was no space to go there. But after this Senna S's, there's another straight following up. Might try it at the end, or does he have more drag coming out of that? The Senna S's. Umberescu is looking to close it, but Umberescu closed the door there. And that means that the 77 is looking on the inside of the 88 Ford. This is some really, really good racing. I think Umberescu can only hope that Gattuso and Powell are going to fight with each other. But they won't, as Gattuso is looking on the inside again of Umberescu. But no move so far. He's looking on the inside a bit again. He's really close now. But Gattuso also has to look a little bit in his mirrors, for Powell is not far off. So they go back onto the finish straight again. Some flickering at the lights from Powell, and Gattuso is now going around the outside. No, show us. They switched to the final cars in this train. That's Joluc, but we don't want to see Joluc. I'm sorry, Joluc, we don't want to see you yet. So we're on board with Powell in that 77 Ford. He's also looking a bit on the inside of his teammate, but backing out of it. We get a replay from the Ferraris further behind. They go side by side, and I think that's a pass done from the 21 on the 54. Yep, that's a good move. And we switch back to the battle for first in the LMGT3s, because this battle is looking good. Gattuso is still trying to find a way past Umberescu, but Umberescu is closing the lines very good. He's driving very defensively. And behind them, Joluc has passed the 69 BMW, driven by McIntosh. So that means Jolic is now in fourth place. And there is a little bit of gap again to the Fords. I think he will close that gap down, because those Fords are not done battling with Umberescu. as the hypercars are about to lap the uh, GT3s again. Yep, they are. They sure are. It will still take a little bit of time before they actually reach the leaders of the GT3s, but that will shake things up again, maybe. Likely. And I think it's actually fair to say that the Aston Martins are also a bit disappointing, being in 14th and 17th. And Duval is not happy with his Peugeot 94. Too much understeer and oversteer. More than he had in practice, so I don't know what poor Peugeot have done then. But obviously, not happy Duval behind the wheel there. So we have a lot of cars bunched up again. Because the hypercars are now in the midfield of the GT3s. So we are on board with the Ferrari 51 Giovinazzi chasing down Yukadea in the Genesis 19, and he has Lotzer in this Genesis 17 behind him. But I wonder how this is also like a battle for 8. They have all these GT3 cars in their way. Literally, Yukadea found one of the GT3s on the racing line, not making any space at all. And the Genesis 17, Plotter is looking to pass Giovinazzi. Woo! Lotter had some bad traffic in his way, and it's actually Giovinazzi who is gaining advantage of all the traffic. He has passed Yukadea for 8. And now both Genesis have cleared that uh, a lot of the GT3 cars, not all of them still. Here we see the replay of Lotterer going on the pool. He almost drove into the wall there. He had to go on the green off the track. This is on board on the Menti. And that Alpine, they saw it too. That looked very, very tight. So it's both Genesis now in 9th and 10th. They are lapping the GT3 car in 7th, so there's 6 more GT3 cars to go, and then they have a clear track again. But I have to tell you, that clear track is not gonna last very long. And we have, I think this is the leaders, and while we were following the hypercars, we have a change in lead at the GT3s. It's Gattuso who has passed Umberescu. I think that's because of the traffic. But we have a change in lead there. And with that, I think the 77 Ford is gonna pass Umberescu very, very soon as well. He's looking for it, but there's a hypercar there. Hypercar had to go on the. It's the Ferrari 83 actually. Had to go off track a bit on the green part of the track. And actually, Umberescu has been passed by Powell in the 77. Some more hypercars are coming through. This is one of the Genesis. Does that mean one of the Genesis has actually fallen back a bit? This traffic is so chaotic. This is the 51 Ferrari looking on the inside of the Porsche, of the Peugeot in front of him. Yeah, Lotter has actually lost 2 places in his Genesis. I don't know how that happened and where that happened, but that must have happened during all the traffic. They say at Le Mans it's really traffic can play a big part, but I'm gonna tell you, traffic is playing a huge part here. Because this, I actually kind of feel bad for the GT3s because at some point they won't have really any um, clean track anymore. There will be hypercars passing them like non-stop. It's still, we'll see with Italy leading by 2.2 seconds. As Di Resta is complaining that the car's feeling heavy. So we see a look up a little bit in front of him. So that means that Duval's not happy with his 94 Peugeot and Di Resta is not happy with his 93 Peugeot. Even though they're still 7th and 10th. But not happy drivers there. I think Will Stevens is a happy driver, by the way. Comfortably in the lead. The gap was 2.2 seconds. That gap is still 2.5 is 2.5 seconds now, and Ulbamber is 1.2 seconds behind Kevin Magnussen in third, and then we have Makawiki a second behind Ulbamber in the 36 Alpine. And Sursen is claiming they are still down on power, that all the other hypercars are pulling away on the straights. Sørensen currently in 17th and last of the hypercars in the 009 Aston Martin. Here we have the 83 Ferrari just behind the 50 Ferrari. They're in 5th and 6th. Here we have some GT3 cars again. This is Umbrarescu, who is now gonna be passed by Joluc for third, and then both the Fords have a bit of a gap as well. I think the gap between the Ford and Umbrarescu is 2.6 seconds. So the Fords are slowly but steadily getting away a bit. McIntosh is 1 second behind Joluc. And then behind Joluc, behind McIntosh, there is a huge gap. Behind Macintosh, it's a 4 second gap, or 5.6 seconds actually. So he is a bit in no man's land at the moment. Is Jolic just really looking for a move on Umberescu? And Macintosh is closing in a tiny bit as well. So let's see where Jolic is gonna pass and when he's gonna do it. Well, not in these Senna S's for now, or is he? Well, if he has a better exit here, he can definitely try it on the long straight. Got another team radio from Kubica. We do not got a team radio from Kubica. We got an interview with Kubica. Alright, that was the interview. I didn't want to talk through it, even though I doubt you could hear it. Um, I think there was an overtake somewhere, and I don't think that happened in the GT3s. I'm a bit confused what happened there. We still have Jolic trying to pass Umberescu. They switched away from that as Bamber has closed down the gap to Magnussen in front of him, and Markowicki is not. It has actually closed the gap to Bamber as well. So we have a three-way battle for second as they are lapping the GT3 cars again. So that might explain why the gaps have closed down. And I think that might have been one of the overtakes that we just saw. And that I couldn't really explain to you. So we go on board with Makawiki. Very close behind Bamber. That gap is 0.3. And we have a first pit stop. It's the 35 Alpine with Habsburg into the pits. And we also have the 91 Manti DK in the pits. Is this Alpine now going for a bit different strategy? Could be. Or is this something else? No, that's not something else. It is a regular pit stop. And that means the pit stop sequence is about to start as well. So it's Habsburg pitting, that's quite early. And here we have still that battle for second going on. They are actually not far away from Will Stevens either. That gap between Stevens and Magnussen is 1.2 seconds. I'm sure that was more than that. Yeah, Bamber is really closing in on Magnussen. The question is when and where. They go to the fourth corner, I'm guessing, after the other long straight. And here we have the 17 Genesis trying to close the gap to the 93 Peugeot. They keep switching cars really quick right now. It's a bit annoying. As the gap between Stevens and Magnussen is growing again, it's now 1.8. That was around 1 second. A little bit more, but it's back to 1.8. So Stevens is really cruising. So we are following the Cadillac. I think this is Bamber. It's just waiting for the hypercars to clean the GT3 cars a bit again. They have one more car to go, and then it's clean track again, and then we can see how big the gaps really are. Because Magnussen is now 1.1 second, but I think once they pass. That was on board with Ye, but as I was saying, they're about to clear the final GT3 car, and then they have clean track again. Not for long, but they will have it. And when they have it, they can start fighting for real again. Here we have Makoiki and Bamber and Magnussen again close behind each other. I wonder how it's going in the GT3s because that battle was not over. In the GT3s, well, Umberesco has lost the place to Joluc. I think we had seen that. And McIntosh is now really close behind Umberesco. So Umberesco is slowly losing some places. Got a replay for. Ooh! That is a bit of contact, but that's the Peugeot passing one of the um, that's the 93 Peugeot passing the 19 Genesis, and there's also a change in position at Ferrari, I think. Or it's Giovinazzi that just passed Loic Duval. Um, I think it's that. Except that Duval is actually looking to try and pass Giovinazzi. So we'll see how that's going. The Ferrari 51 is looking strong. It already gained 4 places, as did the Ferrari 83. And I think this we have a car in the pits. It's the 7.8 Lexus. That's is the car in down in 16th currently. I thought maybe it was Umberesco, but it's not. They fooled us because these Lexus really look like each other, especially from the front. It's hard, really hard to tell them apart. I love my rhymes. So the Lexus that's in the pits is now down in 17th, and I think it will stay in 17th. Actually, it has been passed. It's now in 18th place. But the 91 Porsche has pitted as well, so that explains why they're so far back. That means you will lose so much time in a pit stop, and here we actually see that the 78 has passed the Porsche again, and we are back with the battle for that would be fourth place between Macintosh and Umbrelescu. As the McLaren 58 is also in the pits. So I think these GT3 cars are all coming in real soon. He is a bit early though. He still has 38% left, but he's already in the pits. I think all these cars are trying an undercut. So we are getting an interview with Porsche. Bro, we want to see cars on track. Thank you, the cars. We finally got to see cars again. And the gap between Stevens and Magnussen is now 4.5 seconds. So Stevens, because of traffic, lost some time, but now that he's out of traffic, he is a lot quicker. So I think if nothing happens to the 12 Cadillac, they are in here for a win. So we got a new radio. And is saying that if um he can't stay 5 seconds ahead, but because of Molina ahead of him, they can't do much. Because obviously there's three Ferraris currently behind each other. So we have the Ferrari 50 in fifth, the 83 in sixth, and the 51 in seventh. And that 83 is having a 5 second penalty. So that time is going to be added to the pit stop, and then it will lose some time. And I think they're trying to keep him in sixth position because Giovinazzi is only 4.1 seconds behind him. But it might mean that Ye actually needs to pass Molina, but there's no team orders being given. So he has to do that all by himself. So we are back with this is Makuiki and Bamber. That gap being very, very small. 0.3 seconds, and then Bamber is actually 2.1 behind Kevin Magnussen now, so he lost a bit. But these guys are in for pit stop very soon as well. They only have Stevens has only 17% left, Molina has 17% left, and Thicknell has 17% left, and Sørensen is actually down on 14%. So we will see these guys pitting really, really soon. Here we have the 83 Ferrari of the YFA and the Ferrari 50, very close behind each other. That's driven by Molina. I think Ye is gonna try and actually pass Molina here because he needs to. For his own strategy, he needs to. So we go on board with Will Stevens, who is currently pretty decent. Has a pretty decent gap. He's cruising out there, cruising in the lead. So we got some nice replays of the Cadillac 12, some super slow-mos. Alright, this was only one. Don't disappoint me like this, as the Alpine 36 of Makoiki has lost a bit of time as well to the Cadillac 83. So that means only... Ooh, it's always a bit scary when these hypercars pass the GT3 cars. Because obviously they also take racing lines. They need to make space. And there is a drive-through for the 79. The 79? Where are you? That is the Iron Links. That was starting in second. I do not know why that got a drive-through penalty. Something with the start. Maybe they was too early with his start, possibly. Anyway, he has to make a driver. He has to take a driver penalty, so that will cost that is probably. So we see another pit stop of the 33 BMW. And after this pit stop, it's my time to say goodbye to you. So I will do that like in a few seconds. Um, so it's my turn to say goodbye to you, and I hope you enjoy it. And I will see you all uh, pretty soon. Thank you all for watching and staying with me. See you next time.